Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Between the Gang Sports. We back, man. Before we get started, y'all make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, then hit that bell button and hit the notifications, man. But, man, tomorrow's the day, the highly anticipated day, Swac Media Day 2022. Or is it 2023? It might be 2022. I think I'm wrong on that, but I think it's 2022. The highly anticipated, man, day, Swac Media Day. There's so many storylines that's going into this season next year. I'm excited about it, man. HBCU football is getting more and more recognition. We're going to talk about Coach Sanders and Coach Willie Simmons calling out ESPN. And I think in May, they called them out in May about the Orange Blossom Classic that should have been on ESPN. But we're not going to talk about that right now. Shout out to the early birds in the building. Make sure you put yourself in the comment so I can give you a shout out. Let me know what city you from, what country, state, whatever it may be, man. But again, the highly anticipated Swac Media Day is happening tomorrow. I was hoping to go live on that. It's early in the morning at 10 a.m., but I'm supposed to hit the road to Houston tomorrow. I'm moving some stuff, man, so I got a long journey ahead of me, so I may not be able to do that. Hopefully, I can find some time to sit in, but if not, man, that's why we're doing a preview show tonight. We'll put the stream link up in the comments here in a second, man, but I'm just interested to see what's all going to happen. I did see that Alabama A&M have already chosen their two guys. If you remember, about 2 months ago, I did a video saying that the Swac is going to allow coaches there, but not only allow coaches, they're going to allow 2 players from each team to be present. I've seen that Alabama A&M have already announced who they're going to have. They got the great running back who was selected preseason all-first team running back in Gary Quarles. And then they got the wide receiver. I can't pronounce his name correctly. I think it's Ibrahim, that nature. They're going to be representing Alabama A&M along with Coach Maynard. But again, there's so many storylines. The number one storyline is, can Jackson State repeat and dominate the Swac like they did last year? And when I say dominate, I'm going by record overall. They didn't dominate a lot of games, but enough to win the conference. And then they beat Prairie View A&M in the finale in the Swac championship game, which was pretty good. If Prairie View A&M's quarterback could have got it together, might have been a different story, but we all know what happened. Jackson State goes on to win it. They go on to the Celebration Bowl. Don't put out a very, very good performance, but that's neither here nor there. That was last year. So we got plenty of teams who's going to be going at Jackson State hard. We know Alabama A&M is going to go after them hard. We got Southern. I think Southern is on the schedule. I'm going to check it here in a second. I think Southern's on the schedule. I believe Southern played them quite tough last year. There was an incident at the end of the game where the guys from Jackson State was trying to, plant the flag in the field and all those, and Coach Prime called those dudes out on that. Southern's a new coach, and Eric Dooley. Again, Eric Dooley has just left Prairie View A&M. Now he's back at Southern. So that's an interesting storyline right there. So can he go to Southern and pull off the upset? I believe Prairie View A&M is on the east side of the Swac, and and then Southern is now on the west or something like that. So y'all can correct me if I'm wrong again. Sometimes I get caught up, I get confused. So I'm all about correction, man. If I speak incorrectly, man, feel free to correct me. I'm with it, man. And again, I'm gonna put the stream link up. Anybody who wants to join in, please do so. This is a user-friendly channel. If y'all really like what we do over here, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and of course YouTube. But again, hit that subscribe button for me. Who else we got? We got Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. Eddie Robinson Jr. played in the NFL, played for the Oilers, played for the Tennessee Titans, I believe. And now he's back at his alma mater, which is Alabama State. Alabama State, if you watch those games last year, Alabama State was really, really young. Really, really young. And I like some of the things that they did last year. They just couldn't finish games, in my opinion. They just couldn't finish games. Again, Streamlink is up. If you want to join in, please feel free to do so. So that's an interesting storyline. You got a guy who played for Alabama State. Now he's the head coach. And from what I hear, Eddie Robinson Jr. is a very, very talented coach. He is a hard-nosed. He's disciplined. So I'm pretty sure his guys are going to be the same way. And if I remember correctly, hopefully my guy Hope Jargon joins. D-Lob, what's up, D-Lob? I appreciate you dropping through, man. Let me know what you think, man. What are your thoughts about this Swac Media Day and the Swac season coming up? It's right around the corner, man. Like, about August is within like 2 weeks, and then you got September, so it's getting ready to rock like really, really quick, man. So appreciate you dropping through. Let me know your thoughts. Where was I at? Good Lord, I just lost my train of thought. Talking about Alabama State and Coach Robinson, he's going back to his alma mater. I know where I was. If I remember correctly, my man Hoop Jargon did an interview with a coach from Bowie State, who is now the defensive coordinator over at Alabama State, if I remember correctly. I want to say it's Alabama State. So if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know who I'm talking about. His name is, oh my God, it's slipping my thoughts right now. Oh my God. And I was on that show. Hopefully my guy Hoop Jargon joins in. D-Lob says, as a Arkansas Pine Bluff grad, I'm just happy we get to finally hear our coach talk. Yeah, man. Who was y'all head coach, man? I think y'all had some turnover there too, man. Alabama State, they struggled last year, but again, this is a new season coming up. Bethune-Cookman is another school that struggled a lot. They lost a lot of games. But if you go back and watch it and see the games, they played well enough to win those games. They lost a lot of games by, I want to say 6 or less points. So that's just, in football terms, that's just a few, very few possessions, man, that can change the game here or there. So Bethune-Cookman started off like 0-7, 0-8 or something like that nature. But all those games are very, very winnable, man. Even the Jackson State game, if I remember correctly, I think I did that game. So Bethune-Cookman is going to be an interesting sport. You got the highly anticipated game. I see another comment. D-Lob says, Doc Gamble. Okay, got you. And again, man, I'm hoping that I can, stream that tomorrow, man, but it's not looking likely. Again, I got to get on the road in the morning. 3.5-hour drive to Houston, pack some stuff up, and then drive back to Dallas, Texas. So it's not looking like I'm going to do it. My plan was to originally do it, but, the plans changed. So the highly anticipated game of Jackson State and Florida, FAMU, FAMU in the Orange Blossom Classic. Now, if y'all saw that game last year, and I streamed that game, even though it was a low-scoring game, I enjoyed it. I really, really did enjoy it. It was wet. The anticipation was high. Players' energy was high. There was nervousness. So a lot of things didn't happen. FAMU was trying to get the ball to their playmakers, but Jackson State defense, which y'all ended up seeing throughout the year, ended up being number one in a lot of categories throughout the SWAC and throughout the FCS. Jackson State's defense was just phenomenal. The headache gang, as a lot of folks call it, and my man Larry Stenders, he might jump in on here. Linda Jones, all these guys. The headache game was from the start. The very first game of the season last year, those dudes were rocking and rolling, and they gave FAMU nothing. So again, the conditions were bad, but it was bad for both teams. And again, Jackson State's defense ended up winning that game. Basically, Shedeur, he played well, but overall the offense could not get going. I'm interested to see what Coach Prime is going to say about his offensive line coming up. I'm pretty sure he's going to speak about that because everyone knows that Jackson State struggled in the run game last year. Struggled in the run game, and they struggled in pass protection. So I'm interested to hear what Coach Prime would say about that situation. Interested to see. And not only, Dion and the highly talented coaches. I want to hear what Cornell Maynard has to say, man. He is a very interesting dude, man, and I like him because he has this banter, he has this wit about him that he is not afraid of the moment. He's gonna coach his guys up. He's gonna talk crap. He's gonna do all that good stuff that you want from your coach. He's old school, very old school, and I like the fact that he's not afraid to go back and forth with Coach Prime. A lot of dudes probably wouldn't go back and forth with Coach Prime. A lot of guys wouldn't. But Coach Maynard thinks highly of himself, thinks enough of his team. If y'all seen the interview last year that he did, he told Dion that we got 4 and 5 stars too. He told him go recruit some more, and that was before the butt kicking that Jackson State put on them, like 45-14 or something of that nature. But I like those type of dudes who live in the moment, is not afraid to speak their mind, not afraid to go back and forth and have a little banter, have go back and forth with coaches, man. I like that kind of stuff. Going back and forth. D-Live said I would be talking smack to you. Yeah, man. I'm not much of a trash talker. I'm more of a, okay. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And then I'm going to go out and get the job done. That's the type of person that I am. But if they want to talk about my kids, my coaches, I've been coaching plenty of years, and I had coaches try to talk about my kids. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stick up for them in that type of situation. As far as media day, this and that going back. Yeah, man, I think
Tell them to bring me my money. Hello.
That's stupid. Someone let me know if they can hear me. All right. Y'all say y'all can hear me. All right. I guess so. Back to what I was saying. FAMU. Coach Willie Simmons, he has a chance to dethrone Jackson State. And again, first game of the season, so you're going to have to be on your A game. You're going to have to be on your A game with this. You're going to have to be on your A game. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I'm interested to see that game. I believe that game is September 4th. September 4th. I can't wait, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in September for me. My man Hoop Jargon knows. So I'm going to be in and out with that. But that game, I'm going to make sure my butt is seated, being there. Hopefully I can stream it. And if anyone knows, man, I got this company, man. I got this company. I don't even know if it's a real company. Every time I do a Jackson State video or whatever it is, they come and flag my videos. They come and flag my videos. And it's just, I don't know if anybody else that does Jackson State getting this problem, but it's a fake company. I looked it up, can't find them. YouTube allows them to flag my videos. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Hope FAMU doesn't get beat up too much by UNC. You know, I mean, hey, you sign up for those guarantee games. Sometimes it can take you out. It can take you out, but you know, it is what it is. I can't fault them for doing that. But this guy that they got, and I'm gonna bring him up and talk about him because he was named preseason. He was voted preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and for you FAMU folks, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mr. Isiah Land, and I was watching this dude's highlights earlier. When I say, oh my God. Oh my freaking God. And if y'all follow Swac football like that, you will know that this dude, he decided that he was going to enter the transfer portal. Mr. Isiah Land. People got to him, talked to him. Here's a guy who's coming. He's the former Defensive Player of the Year, and he wanted to leave. Hope Jargon says, yeah, I got it, man. Like I said, I play my little background info stuff, and I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, my mic cut off. That was stupid. I didn't do anything different. So, and then even on my side, it's saying that my audio is not even working, but y'all say y'all can hear me. Like, that's crazy to me. So, don't blame me, blame StreamYard. They do some stupid stuff sometimes. So, it is what it is. Ain't much I can do about it. So, y'all say y'all can still hear me. So, we're going to keep rocking and rolling. Yeah, man, I got your super chat. But they got this kid, Isiah Land. When I'm saying I'm watching his highlights, this dude looks like a bona fide player that can play at the next level. He looks like a bona fide player that can play at the next level. And I'm going to play a couple of clips of him. Again, hopefully this stupid company doesn't flag me for this, but we're gonna let it rock and roll. Make sure it's sharing. Share this screen real quick. Y'all take a look at this dude. He's the reigning Defensive Player of the Year for the Swac. And he was wanting to leave. And I think Coach Prime even got on him about that. Like, dude, why are you trying to leave when you just made a name for yourself in the conference? Why are you trying to leave when you just made a name for yourself in the conference? So we're going to let this dude rock out a little bit.
This guy's a freak of nature. You can't run him. You got to
19 sacks last season.
It's going to be thrown for a long pass to bounce to the outside.
He's good at closing out. He's good at finishing plays. Again, James Houston, you Jackson State fans, this is the guy that beat him out for Defensive Player of the Year. James Houston ended up winning Newcomer of the Year, but this guy right here was so good. He is making plays against Jackson State in the very first game of the season. He was so good that he beat out James Houston. James Houston had a phenomenal year. Look at him. High motor, finishing plays. You like that kind of stuff, man. He uses his hands well as he gets off the block. High motor. This kid has a chance. Right? He's not the biggest of a defensive player, linebacker / DN, but he's quick. He makes plays. See right there, he's getting his hand on the ball. I like this kid in the Jackson State, in the Swac committee. Voted this guy preseason player of the year. And as you can see, deservingly so. Look at him reading that play, got off that block, got to the ball. That's against South Carolina State. And South Carolina State punished Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl. So, Mr. Isiah Lim, Defensive Player of the Year, Preseason Player of the Year. Let me know what y'all think of the guy. Can he repeat? And the other guy that was picked first team all defense preseason, who I said in one of my recent videos that he would be Defensive Player of the Year by the time it's over, and that's Mr. Aubry Miller. Aubry Miller looks the part. He plays the part. If y'all go to his Twitter, he made a tweet either last night or this morning saying that basically like people hate on him, and he basically said he's been doing this and all this other stuff. And he said that he is going to get it going. He's going to work out. And I told him, I tweeted him back. I hardly ever tweet people back. He didn't tweet directly towards me, but I commented on this thing. And I told him, man, no one hates on mediocre people. No one hates on mediocre people. So when you're good, when you're great, that's when the haters come out, man. If you're mediocre, nobody's going to come at you like that, man. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So he's going to be all right. But between those two guys, with the pass-happy Swac league, they have a chance to dominate. They have a chance. They're game changers, momentum changers. I like those type of dudes, man. I like those type of dudes. So Aubry Miller, Isiah Land, y'all let me know in the comments which two guys do you think is going to win this Defensive Player of the Year award in this upcoming season. The 2022 Swac season. Y'all should be excited. I'm really, really excited. Again, appreciate those folks that are just dropping in right now. We're talking about Swac Media Day that's coming up tomorrow. Again, I hope to have been streaming it. I said we got some late stragglers, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for me, and comment, man. Right? This is an interactive show. If y'all can still hear me, please let me know in the comments because I cannot see my microphone working. Some folks say they can hear me. So, Swac Media Day is going to be interesting. You got, again, we talked about Jackson State. We talked about Eric Dooley over at Southern leaving PV. We talked about Alabama State and Mr. Eddie Robinson Jr. We talked about Bethune-Cookman, Alcorn State. They're going to be back. They got some guys that's coming in. They got some transfers. I talked about Bethune-Cookman and all the close games they lost last year. So they can just change a couple of positions. They're going to be totally fine. Who else am I missing? You got Mississippi Valley State. They have an all-conference guy voted first team and running back. Yeah, if y'all follow these guys, man, y'all know who I'm talking about. Running back, Mr. Caleb Johnson. He got the same last name as me, and I totally blew that last name. I apologize, man. Right, he was selected first team preseason running back, Caleb Johnson. I was looking at his highlights earlier. Very, very good. Very, very good at what he does. He does a little bit of everything for Mississippi Valley State. Their coach, I can't remember his name, but he ended up getting an extension. And there were talks that y'all follow my channel. I did a video about Jerry Rice. He made a comment saying that that he wanted to, get into coaching. And if like Jerry Rice he is Mississippi Valley State, like literally, and he's considered by most, especially in our culture, as the greatest football player of all time. He's considered by most the greatest football player of all time. They don't never want to give it to a wide. There were talks about him, coming in, and I did a video about that. But Mississippi Valley State, they just signed their coach to an extension, so that was a dilemma. But they have a first-team preseason selection conference guy and Caleb Johnson. So is Mississippi Valley State going to depend on this young man to get the job done, to carry them to the promised land? That's just, it is what it is. I seen the quarterback from Texas Southern made second team, Andrew Bowden. Andrew Bowden put up some good stats last year. Texas Southern they have to get some players in there, man. They really, really do. They have to get some players in there. Right now, with PV kind of dominating that side, Texas Southern is on the back burner of things, and so they're just going to have to get some players in there. They do have a second team tight end, mainly because of Andrew Bowden and Jaron Johnson. Another Johnson. Shout out to the Johnsons, man. The Johnsons are on point right now. I do, if I remember correctly, they have a first team preseason selection and an offensive lineman named Drake Centers. So they got 3 guys that's on first and second team preseason selections. So you're looking, if you're a Texas Southern fan, you're like, okay, we might have some promise, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I don't see Texas Southern winning more than 4 games this year. I don't see them winning more than 4 games this year. I just really, really don't. And D-Lob, man, y'all got a preseason first team selection and offensive lineman named Mark Evans II. So y'all can be happy with that. But again, I don't see Arkansas Pine Bluff winning very, very many games. In my honest opinion, you will have Jackson State, FAMU, even with the turnover at PV, them losing their head coach, with Eric Dooley going over to Southern PV, I think it's still going to be pretty good. So those top 3 right there, I think will be still in contention of running this thing, man. And Jackson State is just loaded, man. They didn't what's the word I'm looking for? They did not good Lord, I can't even think. Let's just say they reloaded, man. Good. Dang. Slipping. Again, I don't know if y'all can even still hear me, man. It sounds like I'm just rambling to myself, man. Y'all make some comments or something. Somebody let me know. Jackson State reloaded. They have multiple guys coming back for a first team preseason selection. And of course, I'll come back to him in a second. But Malachi Wyman is a preseason selection. And I hope that he's gotten his act together in the classroom. Last I heard, which was a couple of months ago, he was struggling in the classroom. He was having some eligibility issues. But summer 1 and summer 2, if he stayed, you can correct those type of things. You can correct those type of things. So hopefully he's taking care of his business. He's, again, preseason all conference selection. And for folks who don't understand how hard that is, everybody that plays at the college level at some point, for the most part, was all city, especially all district. For the most part, I would say about 95%. About 95% that play, kids that play college sports. They were all district. They were all city. They were all state. Even at the Swac and other schools are considered lower tier colleges, but they're still D1. So don't let nobody tell you anything differently about playing D1 basketball. I played at a small Division I basketball campus at Stephen F. Austin here in Texas. And it was very, very hard. And everybody on my team, we had a 3A player of the year from Louisiana out of Shreveport. 3A state player of the year. That's not an easy task, man. And shout out to God. Saw the beginning and knows the end pronounced like the spelling Bowden. Body. I apologize. My fault. Again, I'm all for correction, man. Sometimes I get caught up in my words. I fumble over them a little bit. It is what it is. The Texas Southern quarterback, Body, put up some good numbers last year, but overall the team is just not very good. But to be an all-conference selection, preseason conference selection, that means every coach in the conference thinks of you in a high manner. You're one of the best players in the conference. They're predicting you to be one of the best players in the conference. So that's a great, great honor to have. So Malachi Wyman, don't take it lightly, man. And I hope you took care of your business this summer, because Jackson State fans are depending on you to replace my guy, Warren Newman, replace Keith Corbin III. So they're depending on you like that. When you're that type of guy, your expectations grows, man. So, and Malachi Wyman is a tremendous player. Tremendous player. So, but again, it doesn't matter if you're not on the field. They have Isiah Bowden. Isiah Bowden was a young kid. He made preseason return specialist. He's a decent wide receiver, but they got him as, first team preseason return specialist. So not something to frown upon. Then you got Shiloh Sanders, the less talked about Sanders kid, but Shiloh is pretty good. And I heard he tore his ACL or meniscus or something of that nature. So he's working his way back to get to the promised land. And God saw the beginning and knows the end. Texas Southern will win the Swac. Young blood, they're preseason favorites, especially in the West. Hey, I wouldn't be mad at that. My mother is a Texas Southern alum. I'm from Houston, so I wouldn't be mad at that at all, my God. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. My mother graduated from Texas Southern, Magna cum laude, all that other stuff. Could have worked for NASA, but decided to be a math teacher for 30 plus years. So I support Texas Southern. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. But like I said earlier, there's a lot of changeover, especially at PV with their new coach. Coach Bubba is over there now. He's another disciplined guy. He's another strong black man. It's going to be interesting to see if they can deal with the departure of Coach Dooley. That's going to be interesting in my eyes. That's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm hoping I can stay here and not get on the road so early so I can actually watch the Swac Media Days on ESPN3 tomorrow. Throw it in at 10 a.m. If you have ESPN3, you got a channel, man, put it up so fans, the folks that don't have it, can watch it. And I hopefully I can do it in the morning. I really, really hope so, because I made a video about that months ago saying that I was going to do it. But again, my plans changed. I'm moving, so I got to go to a whole nother city, 3.5 hours south, back to Houston. So I might not be able to do it. That's what I'm saying. The storylines are there. If y'all are following this, the storylines are there. That's why I was looking at the preseason players of the year and stuff. And of course, I got to talk about the young star QB number 1, and Shedeur Sanders, preseason favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year. Preseason favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year, and deservingly so. Akil Glass is gone from Alabama A&M. If he wasn't there last year, Shedeur would have won Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, the kid was phenomenal, and I've done a couple of videos on him. One about, is he the next Deion 2.0? Did one, well, how good would he be? I did that probably maybe about 3 weeks ago. So y'all go to my channel and find that video. Doing pretty good, man. So kind of broke him down a little bit, what I would like to see out of him a little more. I'd like to see him get the ball out. They have a new offensive coordinator. Hopefully they implemented some screen plays, some wide receiver screens, some more quick slants. They did a lot of drag routes last year. And to be honest, Shedeur didn't have to throw a lot of guys open last year. Like Keith Corbin III was killing folks. Malachi Wyman was so athletic that a lot of times Shedeur can make a bad pass and he'll go up and get it. I would like to see some comeback routes, some timing routes, some more understanding of the offense. He's had, 5 to 6 months with his new offensive coordinator. So hopefully that will be a little better for him. I would like to see some 10-yard outs, some 10-yard digs, some comeback routes, some back shoulder throws. I don't want to see him running for his life a lot of times, and hopefully Jackson State has fixed their offensive line issues. And I heard that they're trying to implement more of a running game because their running game was just god-awful last year. I mean, god-awful. And with Shedeur being on the run a lot, Jackson State ended up like second or dead to last in sacks allowed. Sacks allowed, and you don't want your star quarterback getting hit that much. Sometimes it was his fault. Sometimes it was his fault. Sometimes it was not his fault because the offensive line was getting beat instantly. They couldn't protect, so he was basically running for his life a lot of times. Y'all go back and watch some of those games, man. A lot of stuff to be said about Jackson State's ability to protect their quarterback. If they protect their quarterback, he's going to get his. In a video I did probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, a lot of folks are on that comment section saying that Shedeur is going to go for 40 touchdowns this year. 40 touchdowns, man. If y'all agree with that, please let me know. If you don't agree with that, let me know down in the comments. They're saying he's going to go for 40 touchdowns next year. 40 piece. That's again, man. If anybody want to join in, please do so. There's a stream link. Just copy and paste it. Copy and paste it and drop it through. Just got a text from my mom. Today was my uncle's birthday. I didn't even know. Again, got some late stragglers, man. Again, we're talking about these preseason favorites right now. We talked about the Swac Media Day. What schools am I missing? Arkansas, Pine Bluff mentioned them. Alcorn State. Right at the end of the season last year, they had a chance. They had a blunder where they could have got in. So who am I missing? Alabama State. Again, Alabama State, they have a new coach, Eddie Robinson Jr. And if you watched that team last year, I did the stream where they played against Jackson State. They had a young quarterback. They had some young linebackers. They got some transfer guys in as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what the little time that Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. has had with these dudes to see what they go out there and produce. I haven't talked about Alabama A&M much, man. They have a preseason selection. Running back. And Mr. Gary Quarles. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's done some damage. Man. I'm going to put some of his highlights up here in a second. Gary Quarles, he's not the biggest of back as far as height-wise, but when I look at him, he has kind of those Saquon Barkley type legs. Not as big, but he's tough. He runs hard. He runs through contact. So, but Alabama A&M, they lost their star quarterback, the guy who's led the conference in passing the last 2 or 3 years. Mr. Aquil. So that's going to be a dynamic they're going to have to answer. Or are they going to try to depend on this young fella? Well, he's not young. To get them to the promised land. And of course, they have to go through Jackson State. Jackson State comes to them this year, if I'm correct, man. Y'all, again, I don't have the schedule pulled up, so if I'm misspeaking, please let me know. But this kid, Gary, he was first team all Swac last year. And again, they picked him to be first team coming up this year. Again, he's not a very, very big kid, especially height-wise. They got him listed as 5'6". Oh, my God. 5'6". Man, I might have been 5'6" in the 7th grade. Right? They got him listed at 5'6", 165. Again, I don't really see that. Maybe it's the pass, but I think his legs are a little bigger. And again, he runs hard. He runs through contact. And he is, again, preseason favorite. He was a preseason second team selection last year. So the trend for him is going up. The trend for him is going up. The trend for him is going up. Again, I'm going to put up some of his highlights right here, right now. Y'all can see it. See what I'm talking about. Remove this overlay. I really hope that ain't a copyrighted song. Hoping that's not a copyrighted song, so I'm just gonna mute it. All right, let him mute it. Let y'all rock out to this young man. All right, so again, they depended heavily on this dude, and as far as in the rushing game, again, quick, fast, not the biggest of guys. Yeah, his legs look a little bigger to me, and I guess I misspoke about the Saquon Barkley thing, but yeah. Kid is getting it done. He's quick. He's fast. Again, he runs through contact, reads the hole well. You see him here with the pass block. That's what you want out of your running backs, to be able to do that kind of stuff. Again, the vision, able to finish to a touchdown, getting to the goal line. That's what you want out of these type of kids, man. That's what you want out of these type of kids. Again, Quill Glass is gone. The conference and passing. Here he is coming out of the backfield, breaking the tackle, being elusive, getting down the field, extra 15, 20 yards, man. Love it. You love to see it. That should have been a tackle right there, but he's able to break that tackle, get up to top speed, out on the ball, got chased down right there. But again, another 10 to 15 yards after initial contact. Back shoulder throw catch. So this young man, and I call him a young man because I'm way older than him, but he's a senior. He's been through the trenches. He knows what it takes. This is his last chance to, dethrone these Tigers over at Jackson State. So he's going to give his best shot this year. All types of storylines with this upcoming season in the Swac. I believe. Let's see. I want to say Jackson State led with the most selections. See, they have. I want to say Jackson State they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 selections on first team. So, and then including Devontae Davis, the defensive lineman, had a pretty good season last year. He makes 7 overall selections. So Jackson State, again, the clear-cut favorite in many people's eyes. I want to do this stream tomorrow so bad just because I want to hear Coach Prime talk. And he's going to give out something slick. He's going to give me something that's very, very quotable that I could probably do a video about. But I know he's going to give me something. And again, I preluded to this thing earlier on. Him and Coach Willie Simmons basically going at ESPN earlier in May, late May, and basically saying that ESPN needs to open their eyes and understand why folks are upset with this game between Jackson State and FAMU not being on ESPN. If y'all remember correctly last year, that game between Jackson and FAMU, the Orange Blossom Classic, was so crazy. Everybody was trying to. There were a lot of technical difficulties. Everybody was trying to stream it. Everybody was trying to find someone that was streaming it. the numbers of that game, the ratings of that game was so crazy that you can understand why Coach Prime and Coach Willie Simmons have a gripe with ESPN. Now, they've moved this game up from, I think last year it was on ESPNU. If anybody knows, please correct me. It was on ESPNU. And now this year it's on ESPN2. But I like when coaches stand up for their guys, man. Even if it doesn't work out, them bringing it the attention to the powers to be, to the fans, to the naysayers, to the haters. That kind of stuff right there, you gotta love it. And it's all gamesmanship. It's all gamesmanship. All gamesmanship. And I hope I can find this article. I'm gonna get ready to shut it down here. I appreciate you folks who jumped in here with me again. I had some technical difficulties earlier. I don't really know what's wrong with my microphone. There was a bunch of BS. It just cut out for no apparent reason. Like, no apparent reason. That was stupid. And then the last stream that I did, it ended the broadcast. So it's StreamYard. We're gonna have to have a talk, man. So I'm gonna pull up this article right quick. Then we're probably gonna shut it down after that. Yeah, I lost my background music. I lost all that stuff. It's crazy to me. Crazy to me. Out of nowhere, it did that on me. I'm so frustrated. But again, man, y'all let me know where you're from. I appreciate y'all coming through. Put this article up real quick. Tomorrow we're going to try to stream it. I really am, man. I really am. Don't know if it's going to happen, though. Yeah, I'm moving tomorrow, so it's going to be tough. So in this article right here by Fan Nation, and you see they're talking about ESPN lack of awareness. It said the network decided to broadcast the Orange Blossom Classic featuring Jackson State and Florida A&M on ESPN2 and not ESPN's national coverage. Crazy. Again, I was right. September 4th. All right. So right here, the viewership I was talking about, the household rating was high. There was nearly 36,000 spectators at that stadium. That game was packed. It was rocking, and it was a rainy day. So just imagine if the sun was out. Here is year 2 of this Jackson State momentum. FAMU is going to be good, but everybody wants to see Jackson State lose. So why not put this on ESPN? You know it's going to be, the draw is going to be crazy. The draw is going to be absolutely crazy. Everybody's going to be wanting to tune in for this, man. It's a Saturday. Nobody's going to be doing anything. I think it's a Saturday before Labor Day. So, this is going to be stupid packed. People are going to be at home with their families, having a good time. And they don't put this on ESPN? And Coach Sanders right here, he wrote on social media saying, ESPN, please check the ratings from a year ago and see how we compare to Power Fives playing on the same darn day. Jackson State outgained a lot of schools in viewership last year. A lot of Power Fives, and I believe almost every FCS school in the country last year. See some folks. We still got some folks dropping in, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments what are your hopes? What are your hopes of this Swac Media Day tomorrow? Right. Again, it starts at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. tomorrow. July 21st at 10 a.m. on ESPN3. If you got ESPN3, make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in and enjoy it, man. Hear these coaches. Again, my favorite thing about it tomorrow is the chance for 2 young gentlemen. It might be star players. It might be some players that the coaches feel like or just a leader, captain, whatever it may be. Again, I know Alabama A&M has already picked their 2 guys, and Gary Quarles, who I talked about earlier, the running back, and he's the wide receiver. His name is Ibim or something. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Somebody correct me. They picked their 2 guys to represent them tomorrow. But these other schools, Bethune-Cookman, Alabama State, Prairie View, Texas Southern, Alcorn, Arkansas Pine Bluff. I know I'm missing somebody else. Mississippi Valley State. All these guys, they have 2 kids coming to this big time network tomorrow to go up there and speak, get interviewed, give themselves a chance to be seen. Again, it may be a star player, it may not be a star player, it might be just a guy who the coaches love and adore, who the players might have chosen, or whatever it may be. But these are giving these 2 kids on each team a chance to go out there and speak for themselves, to kind of market themselves. And I love that idea. I really, really do. I love that idea. I love it, man. Like, everybody should be hitting that like button just because of what I just said right there. Because young black men, more than likely it's going to be young black men, got a chance to go speak on ESPN, man. If you're an athlete, that's one of your goals in life, to be on ESPN. It's ESPN3, but it's still part of the family of networks, man. So I love the fact that they're doing this, and I believe this is the 2nd or 3rd year that ESPN3 has broadcast Swac Media Day. So I'm really, really excited about that. Really, really excited about that. That means the momentum is moving forward. That means guys are getting a chance. Coaches are getting previewed. If y'all saw the article earlier today, it has nothing to do with the Swac, actually. The new head coach of Florida, his mentor coach was a legendary coach at South Carolina State, I believe, Coach Poe. And he said that the reason that he is at the position that he's at is because of his time at an HBCU. Y'all go out and check that out, man. So again, I've said that there's a lot of questions, and again, folks who are still in here, man, please, if y'all want me to keep going, let me know. Put some questions down in the comments. Put some questions down in the comments. And again, so I'm looking at things, and it's some of the questions that I asked has been asked on other platforms. And Alabama A&M, we'll go through it real quick. Alabama A&M basically saying, can they overcome the loss of Mr. Glass? Mr. Glass is last 4 years, he has been at the helm of this group. So it's going to be interesting. And you got the former quarterback. I forgot about this. The former quarterback that was at Jackson State and left. He left because Shedeur came in. Quincy Casey, he has a chance to be the starter over at Alabama A&M. So that's, again, these storylines are crazy across the board, man. Across the board. So who you got? Let's see who else. I spoke about this again. I should be a writer sometime. I spoke about Alabama State. They're basically saying Eddie Robinson. Is Eddie Robinson the coach that everybody wants at Alabama State? Is he the guy to lead these guys back to prominence, to relevance? There's again another storyline there. This is a guy who's coaching at his alma mater. Everybody, if you're a coach, everybody wants to go back and coach at the place that they played at. Every single person wants to go back and play at the place that they played at. Let's see, Lee Ronaldo Murray, man. Appreciate you dropping through, my guy. If this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe. I try to do these kind of things. I've been back on my grind, man. I took a couple weeks off because I was doing AAU stuff. Will Travis be there tomorrow? I don't know. That's a damn good question. Again, I don't want to see every star player on every team there tomorrow. Again, they only get 2. But me, I guess I'm speaking more selfishly than anything, because I was a kid that was not highly touted, that was not highly recruited, but I worked my butt off to be an important factor on my collegiate team. And I had got so, good with the people around the city, small town. Got so good with those folks that they did a piece on me. The local news channel did a piece on me, and it was interesting because it gave folks a chance to get to know me outside of the campus. So, me selfishly speaking, I want to see some guys who are less heralded, that are more respected by their peers and by their coaches, because those guys might not ever get a chance to do something like that. If y'all understand what I'm saying, those guys might not ever get a chance to go play at the next level. So when you have your stars out, yeah, you want to bring your stars. It's more attractive. The ratings are a little better. Just like you asked, if Travis Hunter is going to be there. If Travis Hunter is there, hell yeah, people are going to really stay tuned in. And now that you mention it, more than likely he will be there. So let's guess, if you're a Jackson State fan, you're probably going to see Shedeur and Travis Hunter, or you might see Shedeur and Aubry Miller. Since Aubrey Miller is a senior, I believe, so that might be what you get tomorrow, Shedeur and Aubrey Miller, only because Aubry Miller is a senior. But ratings-wise, TV-wise, understanding the game-wise, Travis Hunter more than likely should be there. But again, you only get 2, man. You only get 2. So the Ronaldo Murray, I have subscribed and pushed that like button. However, it's not showing any numbers for like. It's cool, man. YouTube has their own thing, man. I really don't. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube myself, man. Like, trust me, it's a weird thing that they have going on. But yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. Make sure you tell folks about this channel. I do a lot of HBCU stuff. I cover all sports though, so man, like I'm about to be media certified, so I'm about to be covering high sports, collegiate sports. Lord willing, I've been working on this for about 2 years. The last 13 months for sure strong. So I'm about to drop a lot of stuff, man. So y'all stay tuned. Don't be surprised if y'all catch me at the sidelines or one of these HBCU games, especially basketball. Basketball is more my sport. I will be at the Jackson State Texas Southern game when Jackson State goes and plays TSU this year, November 4th, I believe. So I will be at that game. Hopefully, I know some people. Hopefully, they can get me on the sideline, but hopefully, I've got my media credentials all squared away by then. So I will be on the sideline. So y'all pray for me. Cross your fingers. If you rock with this channel, cross your fingers. But yeah, man, Travis Hunter being there tomorrow might be a really good thing, man. Especially media-wise, and he's the number 1 player in the country last year, and he decided to go to Jackson State. So if it's up to ESPN, I'm pretty sure like they probably tried to go in there and say, hey, he has to be there. But me thinking from a coaching standpoint, I'm probably going to have my starting quarterback, and I'm probably going to have my most recognized senior, which is Aubry Miller. That's from a coaching standpoint. From a media standpoint, Travis Hunter, to answer your question. So I know it took me a while to get to that answer, but there it is. But back to these questions, these storylines that's happening with these teams. What is going to happen with all these guys, man? Again, there's a lot of turnover that just happened. Again, Eric Dooley's at Southern now. Here's a guy who just led his team last year in Prairie View A&M to the Swac championship game, and he leaves. Like that's crazy. Now my music comes back on. Oh my God. StreamYard, y'all killing me today. So, Coach Dooley, what is his expectations? Again, he's back. He's back at Southern, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. And then God saw beginning and knows the end. You spoke about Andrew Body earlier, man. So they're basically saying, can he take the next step? Can he become that guy? Again, he's picked preseason second team behind Shedeur. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic, man. Texas Southern, you said Texas Southern is picked to win the West. Can they do it, man, right? Yeah, people can pick you, but are you able enough to push through and get the job done? The question's out there, man. And again, I spoke about PV again. Bowden McDowell is stepping in for Eric Dooley. PV is just coming off a loss in the Swac championship game. So the pride of the seniors that are there, the juniors that are there they going to be able to go in there and say, hey, it doesn't matter what coach we have. We're going to get the job done regardless. Rondo Murray says, unfortunately, ESPN doesn't recognize Travis as the number one recruit. Seems like politics to me. It's politics and everything. And again, go back to my channel. I did a video about that. And I did a video about when they basically reported about a kid who got kicked off or arrested saying that he was a Jackson State player. And I'm like, the kid don't even play there anymore. But that was the headline that they put. Jackson State player arrested or goes to court or something of that nature. I don't remember. This is probably about 4 months ago. Man. Again, folks that are just trickling in here, man, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, man. And again, if anybody want to come through and speak their piece, the stream link is right here. It's in the chat. I'll put it on the stream. But yeah, man, that's just crazy, man. I did a video about that when they said they had him at number one, and then they changed it. Then there were some folks saying that, well, that ESPN never even had him at number one. So the consensus across the country that this young kid, Travis Hunter, was the number one player. And if you've seen his highlights, you know good and hell well that kid was the number one player in the nation. Like, number one player in the nation. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind that kid was the number one player in the nation. Yeah, man. I'm really enjoyed this. Y'all been active. If you like what we do on this channel, you can hit the Cash App. Each first letter in each word is capitalized. You got the $ between the game sports. So if you like what we do on this channel, great. I love it. You can also hit the super chat, man. Super chats get all priorities on this channel. So again, you got social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us on all that stuff, man. I do a lot of stuff I do on TikTok is different. It's still sports related, but it's very different. So yeah, man, that's crazy to me. So I guess I'm gonna have to reevaluate. I really think Travis Hunter's gonna be there. You got my mind thinking. So Arkansas Pine Bluff. 2 years ago, they won the SWAC West. 2 years ago, they won the SWAC West. And then next year, they just basically It basically stunk it up. Like, so what Arkansas Pine Bluff team are you going to get? That's the question for that college, that program. Who else have I not spoken about? I spoke about Bethune-Cookman. Again, their record was worse than what they really were. Again, they lost a lot of games that were very, very close. It was their first year in the Swac along with FAMU. But a lot of their games last year were very, very close. So what Bethune-Cookman team are you going to get? Can they find a way to make a few plays here and there instead of going 0-8? They can go 5-3 to start the season, 6-2 or something of that nature. A few plays here and there can change the whole status of a season, especially in football, man. Football, every weekend matters, man. That's why they say any given Saturday and any given Sunday. So anything for them to change their luck will have them at a better record last year. Florida A&M, again, they got the best player in the conference on the defense by most, and Mr. Isiah Land. He's probably looking to eclipse the 20 sack mark this year. But when you're that dominant, that good, you're going to have a lot of teams basically double teaming you. You're going to have a lot of teams probably running draw plays at you. You're going to have a lot of teams probably trying to throw quick screens at you. So can anyone else on the FAMU defense step up? Can anyone else on the FAMU defense step up? And if I remember correctly, last year they had a young, was that FAMU? They had a quarterback. I want to say a freshman quarterback that kind of came in and out. It might have been FAMU. I might be wrong on that. So they made the FCS playoffs last year. They made it FCS playoffs last year. So, but when you're in the Swac, yes, you want to make the FC, but you want to win the Swac and you want to go play. You want to go play in the Celebration Bowl. So that's another topic, man. I hear folks all the time saying why the winner has to go play in the Celebration Bowl, why they can't go play in the FCS playoffs and all this other stuff. So that's neither here nor there, man. You know, you just got to deal with your circumstances, man, and live with the result. Did I speak about Alcorn State? People be getting on me about how I pronounce that, man. So for anybody that's a fan of the Braves, y'all let me know. Is it Alcorn or Alcorn, man? So sometimes I get confused. You know, I have my own pronunciation, so that's just that's my own pronunciation. So and again, how can I haven't spoke about Grambling one time. I have not spoke about Grambling. You got the new head coach in Hugh Jackson, who I'm interested to hear what he has to say coming down from the NFL ranks to coach at the collegiate level and coach at the Swac level. I'm interested to see what he has to say. Hugh Jackson is known for his defense. So can he bring that NFL knowledge? Can he bring that NFL acclimate down to the collegiate ranks and have his guys playing hard, smart, fast, disciplined, all those things? Can he have his guys in the running? And again, I've said it. A couple of other channels say it all the time. My man, DJ Raw Uncut, he says it all the time. I've said it. Swac football is good when Grambling State football is good, and that's because of the legacy that they have, man. If Grambling State is really, really good, you hear more buzz. You hear more talk about the Swac. You hear more talk about Grambling. So can Grambling State turn it around? Again, storyline. So I encourage everyone who may not be working tomorrow, might be off, if you can go out and sneak off. If you have a chance to go see this on ESPN 3, it's at 10 a.m. Central Time. Central Time, 10 a.m. Central Time on ESPN3. So if you have the ability to watch this, you have the ability to stream it, please do so. And Mr. Murray says it's pronounced Alcorn, so I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, Alcorn sounds like it's why the English language. This is why foreigners say English is stupid, man, because we just Alcorn. Oh my God! But Alcorn. So I mean, when I say it, people know what I'm talking about. But I don't mind being corrected, man. As a man, I don't mind being corrected at all. So Alcorn is what it is. So again, can Grambling State do the improbable? Come in this year with Hugh Jackson and get some wins under their belt. All right, you get a couple of wins to start off the season, man. You start believing, your momentum starts going, like your players buy into what you're saying. So Grambling State's key to their season next year is getting off to a quick start. They can't go 0-3. They can't go 1-3 or 1-4 or anything of that nature. And again, we got some stragglers coming in, man. I appreciate that, man. I know it's late. I've been talking an hour and 12 minutes by myself, man. I've been trying to get somebody to come on with me, but nobody want to come on with me tonight. It's all right, man. So, obviously, y'all don't mind me rambling. So, and then we're going to get to the elephant in the room. Jackson State. Can these guys repeat what they did last year? And they stunk it up in the Celebration Bowl. I mean, they were god-awful in the Celebration Bowl. They looked like a team that hadn't basically ran off 10 wins in a row. They looked like a team that was just coming out of spring practice in the Celebration Bowl. South Carolina State put a good old-fashioned Joe Jackson on them in the Celebration Bowl. But can this group of Tigers, again, you lost a dominant guy, and Mr. James Houston, he signed with the Detroit Lions, got drafted by them, I think, in the 5th or 6th round. So shout out to James Houston. Can these guys replace what they have? Can you see them play a little more scheme, right? Last year, you saw Jackson State straight up play man-to-man. You saw them play man-to-man. And you had to beat them. That's what South Carolina State basically did. But can these Tigers replace James Houston? You got Nugget, who's still back there. You got Aubry Miller, who's still back there. I think they lost Keontae Hampton. You got Shiloh Sanders, who's coming off injury. Can that defense be just as good? And if you follow Jackson State last year, you know that their defense won them probably half of their games. Probably half of their games. And then you go to the offensive side. Did they fix the offensive line issues? Did they fix the protection issues? Did they fix the running game issues? I can't think of the running back's name. Somebody tell me in the comments. Good Lord. It's right on the tip of my tongue. You know what? I'll just go to the website. Good Lord, why can't I think of that kid's name? He was the former film guy, number 38. I can't think. Not Santee Marshall was the big back. I can't think of the other kid's name, but I think Santee Marshall is still there. Can they fix the running game? Can they implement some draw plays? But if you implementing draw plays, you have to have a decent offensive line. And I say decent because for them to go to good or to great, that's a big, big jump. And then can Shedeur be just as good as he was last year, even though I think he still had a bunch of holes in his game last season, trying to make the home run play a little bit too much, holding on the ball too long, taking unnecessary sacks. And here am I critiquing this young man, and he threw for 30-plus touchdowns last year. 30 touchdowns and only like 8 interceptions with a QB rating of like 140. And I'm saying that this kid can be better. But I'm not a analytics guy. I'm an eyes guy, and I know what I see out of this kid. And I think he can be better, man. He's just going to have to be. It's going to be hard because defenses now have a full season of film on him. A full season of film. And folks who don't understand film session, crazy how tedious and stringent a film session at the collegiate level is. It's crazy. Absolutely stupid, man. So those are the big storylines that's going into this Swac football season next year. Can Jackson State repeat? Can Alabama A&M replace Mr. Glass? Can Bethune-Cookman get off to a hot start? Them and Alcorn. Can FAMU open up the season with a big win against Jackson State? All these things. Eric Dooley at Southern. Can he get that success that he had over there that he had at PV? Coach Robinson coming into Alabama State. Coach Bubba McDowell taking over a team that just made it to the Swac championship. So all these things are going to be huge, and I hope they speak on this tomorrow. I can't wait. And if y'all catch my channel in the morning, I might be on. I might be able to stream a little bit, man. But again, I'm getting on the road. So as always, I appreciate everyone that dropped through tonight, man. It's been fun. We had an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't think I was going to go this long. Much love and respect. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe. If you're in the South, stay hydrated because this water, this heat is ridiculous. In Texas, I think it's still like 102 degrees right now outside. So just stupid stuff. But if you watched my channel before, you know I always leave you with some words of encouragement. Again, before we get out of here, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and then hit that bell button. Once you subscribe, that bell button will pop up and it'll give you a chance to hit that, and then it lets you know every time we go live, every time I drop a video, anything of that nature, man. So again, I appreciate those that dropped through tonight. Crazy show. I loved it. Appreciate the crowd interaction, the comments. But again, I always leave you with some words of encouragement. So on your best day, be better. Think about it, man. Between the Game Sports. I'm out. Peace.